Now we're going to go off to Minnesota. And those of you that follow us and follow my newsletter know that we've talked about dog and cat doors for a while because I ran into this guy in Minnesota who has he's a genius of a guy who really pays attention to detail, and he's invented a dog door that will withstand all the testing of the energy efficient companies. Now, just before we go off to see him, I've got to show you just a couple of pictures that he sent me here. And this is two dog doors. Well, in fact, Don, we're going to meet you in just a minute, but I think we can hear you right now. What do we have on the left and right?
I actually can't see that
Oh,
right
you
now,
can't
Jan.
see it.
Yeah,
Okay, this
sorry.
is the picture you sent me. So on the right, we
Ah,
have a bright color yellow, meaning, let's see, what is it on the thermal imaging? The
yep. So,
bright is heat loss, huh?
well, yeah. So you can see the temperature scale on the right.
Oh, okay.
That's in degrees Fahrenheit. So it was uh, -1
Okay, so
Fahrenheit.
the darker one means it's colder.
Yes.
Okay, so the one on the right is your door
Yep.
that is
And
just showing that there's no heat coming through, not at least not through the frame.
not through
And
the
the other
frame or
one
the
is
flap.
terrible. The
Yeah,
other one is
exactly.
just total loss.
And that's pretty standard for most pet doors.
That's right. And then he showed me a couple other things. Here's the test rig. This is how much you want. Nobody with a dog door would hire a laboratory to do official housing tests, but he's got this in a fancy test rig where they're actually blowing at a prescribed 50 Pascal pressure, which if you anybody out there understands construction, that's our standard super energy efficient house. And it's standing up to it. And here it's being installed in a modern, fully insulated house and just fitting in with the whole rest of the design. Let's go off and let's meet Don Love. There
How
he
are you
is.
today, Jan?
I'm good. Okay. I'm sorry to put those caskets on you. I just wanted to make sure that you could hear me well and we could hear you well, because it looks like you got earmuffs in Minnesota or something, but it's not cold in your shop. I can tell by the T-shirt. So
Yeah.
show me this flap, this door.
Yeah, so the key thing with the Freedom Pet Pass door is actually stopping the air leaks. It dovetails real nicely into what you were talking about prior to this. Most pet doors, it's a little more than a flap, just kind of trying to block the wind a little bit, but not succeeding. The key thing here, and our founder, invented what we call this double mag seal. But you've got a normal flap here, and then 2 rows of magnets along here. So when this outer piece that we call a flap seal engages, you've got an airtight seal right here. And let me take our security panel out. And the way that
so the security panel means you can lock it up so that you're going away on vacation, nobody can get in. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So when the pet goes in, they just go through
that seemed very easy to open. So your magnetic flap comes with the flap in one direction and stays with wall in the other direction.
Exactly. That's the key
cool.
to the setup.
And that's the whole secret, that you've got this double magnet. Now you do it for cat doors too?
Yeah, this is our large door, the most popular one in North America. This is for golden retrievers and things like that. And they go all the way down to a smaller petite that works real good for cats.
And it tends to, from what I've been reading, it tends to last longer because you don't have any real mechanical parts or hinges or something.
Exactly. Everything is based on the physical properties of the material that the flap is made out of. And unlike most flaps, it's going to be hard to see from your angle, but this flap is actually opaque, and it's made from a material that's called SBR rubber in the middle. And that both acts as an insulator, and it remains flexible at very cold temperatures, -40 and
that
below.
would be important. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of the vinyl ones that you'll see, start to freeze up around -10, -20 C.
Well, nobody's dealt with this really cold weather, but you live in Canadian weather in the States. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Michigan gets quite a bit of cold weather too. So
cold and snow.
yeah,
So you actually, the story I read was that you started it because you were sick and tired of having snow collecting in the living room.
well, yeah. So I run the company now, but our founder actually had one of those classic entrepreneur moments where they walked downstairs and found snow in their living room because it had blown in through the cruddy dog door that they had bought for their dogs. And he had the "I can do this better" moment, and spent some time tinkering with materials. And a year later, came out with essentially the Freedom Pet Pass door as you see it now. At least the mechanics of the double mag flap system.
Well, I think this is fantastic. Now, Don sent us 2 doors. We have one of our listeners, or actually is one of the people that are signed up for my newsletter, who won the dog door in Ontario, and that has been installed. It hasn't been trimmed off and everything. They got it in very late in the season, but we'll see how that performs. The other one, the brother-in-laws didn't show up until the snow hit, so it's going to be another year before we see the cat door. But apparently there's like a dozen cats that are going to use this, so it'll be very interesting to see how that comes out. Don, you're promising me a Canadian website soon?
That's true. Hopefully here by the end of the month or so, there's going to be a specific website for Canadians to purchase, so it's much easier. But we've sold to folks in Canada for years and around the world. Our website is energyefficientdogdoors.com.
And you'll find that link down already there. If you go down below the video viewer, there's a whole page of links, and that energyefficientdogdoors.com is there.
And so if you want one right away, you can get it, and there'll be a Canadian site following hopefully very quickly here.
That'll be very good. We appreciate that. Don, I'm delighted to see that we don't have to say to people that have really energy efficient houses, no, you can't have a dog door. It's great that we can actually have this. It's like having your cake and eating it too. So.
Yeah, exactly. People are building lots of things around their pets with like mud rooms that have special showers and stuff for their pets, and it just doesn't make sense to have some leaky pet door that's letting cold air in all winter long. So
or not lasting.
Exactly.
So you don't want to bother to put it in twice. Fantastic, Don. I'm glad you joined us, and we're going to follow this. I want to really stay up on how the development comes in Canada. I really like this door.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.
So you see, we can use this video connection very well. In fact, I'd like to do more and more of that as we go on.